Big
What?
things have happened, but it's been like two big things.
Hey, we're live because it's Wednesday.
Hello.
Uh, I know. That's
Ugh.
what's. We can just do this whenever we want.
Sweet Jesus.
I know.
I hate it when Matt goes live and I don't realize it.
It's alive, Eric. It's alive. All right, we have to do this swiftly because there's Richard. Hey, what's up, Richard?
How's it going, Matt?
Good to have you. All right, we're gonna start this thing. Good timing. Man is all about his timing.
My God.
For centuries, we've been warned about little green men.
Now, they are coming. They're coming for you. Prepare for the attack of the Android.
Yeah, what's up, guys? It's Wednesday, September 17th, 2014. This is episode 135 of Attack the Androids. I'm Matt Lee. That guy's Eric Finkenbeiner. What's up, Eric?
Not much. I was confused. I forgot it was Wednesday and it's not Tuesday.
No, blowing minds.
Ugh.
Richard Hay also joining us. How you doing, Richard?
Doing well, doing well.
Hey, how many Google Watches are you wearing?
I actually just have a little Germany band that celebrates the victory of the Mannschaft in the World Cup.
Is that a smart band? Does it track your calorie consumption?
It's red and yellow and black, and it's like material.
Those are NFC chips, right? So
No,
that
no.
track
You heard
your-
him. It's material design right there.
That's right, exactly.
Uh,
Yes.
oh.
So, there are Moto 360s flowing around, and there are, different wearable things. And also Android One is
Well, that's for people that don't support the mine shaft, or what did you say? Mine shot?
Mannschaft. That's what you call it. That means team in German.
Oh.
the Minecraft?
Even though it sounds an awful lot like Manshaft. It's like, come on.
Getting the old man
know.
shaft.
This is,
You know who didn't?
this
Brazil
is not a
did.
family show.
You know who didn't get the man shaft is that kid that started Minecraft. Like, that kid is so rich right now.
He's totally
2.5 Instagrams, right? Microsoft now just like...
And
But read his blog post. He's unhappy. He's not a happy camper with his
well,
billions of
basically
dollars.
just did what? He basically built, a editable Doom.
Yeah? Editable Doom. I like that.
I mean, that's kind of what it is, right?
And then sold it to the devil for 2.5 billion.
It all seems to make sense now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with Android, but I thought it was interesting that, like, they were mad at the whole Oculus getting bought by Facebook thing, and now Microsoft is it, and then, like, because Microsoft has a thing with Facebook, and so they're, like, coming back together again. I thought that was kind of interesting. A very full circle type of thing happening.
Oh,
Eric,
yes.
the Nvidia Shield with LTE is now up for pre-order. Did you pre-order us one each?
In a sense that I pre-ordered myself one. Yes, I did pre-order us, the Royal Us, one of these Nvidia LTE tablets.
The proper.
The proper us, not the you us, the me us. I did order it.
One. Did anybody get that?
No.
No, but I did also. I was on a spree. I put all my crap up for sale, including the Oppo, and I also pre-ordered a Moto X. The OnePlus One, I sort of felt burned after buying the Oppo N1, because
You were
it's
just
like
mad. You were mad because they didn't accept your selfie.
whatever. I was Nexus Q'd. That's why I was pissed. Because I was like, this is gonna be the CyanogenMod phone, and we're all gonna freak out, and it's gonna be wonderful. And then like a month later, a month after release, they're like, hey, we've split off to this other company that's not really another company, and we're creating a new phone. I don't know, but it seems like a nice phone. I'm just a little worried that because it's so cheap that the components maybe,
So
I don't know.
May
Yeah.
only last 6
I
months.
don't know though, and they kept it so restrictive in terms of how they're selling it that it does lead you to believe that they're kind of selling it at a loss.
Do you think that that's a loss, or do you think that's more of a like a sales marketing tactic?
Well, no, I think it is a sales marketing tactic, but then, but by that very nature, they would never want it to be something that catches fire and everyone wants to buy, right? They're just like keeping it in a limited supply to get everyone excited and talking about it. Like, for example, we are talking about it right now.
But we're not
I
excited.
don't want to.
We're not excited at all. So Eric, did you got the new Moto X or the OG X? The OG.
No, the new one.
Really?
Yeah,
Did
as the website was choking last night. Holy shit!
Did you get
My
us
God. Here, let's go back to the tape. Just roll it back about 2 minutes. No, it said like 11 a.m. Central Time. Get on the website and start customizing. And like the buttons didn't go live to actually design your own until about a quarter after. And even then, like you click it and it would just clock for maybe 3 or 4 minutes on each step. And then even this morning.
Are you sure they weren't protesting net neutrality?
Yes, that's what it was. They were taking back the web with fewer sales.
With longer load speeds.
It's a bold tactic. I'll give them that.
Make everyone feel the pain.
Exactly.
And blame the cable companies. Damn you, Time Warner.
Damn you for not letting me order my teak-backed new Moto X and my watch, my matching watch.
I couldn't pull the trigger on the wood or leather backs. I'm sorry. There's all these people posting like I got a a cognac leather back. Not on a phone, my friend.
No. The only thing I would be excited for is if it was like something that could be bulletproof, or if it was like if you could turn the stuff, something like that. You making it leather, I'm not that excited, or wood or whatever.
So unless it's magic, no.
Exactly.
That's your argument. No magic. No magic, no buy.
Metal like the Terminator, the T-1000. I'm not interested.
Jeez.
So, do you play with the Shield tablets much, Richard? Do you see many of those floating around the Plex?
So they basically were just giving away Nexus 10s about 6 months ago, where they basically
mine away. I gave mine away.
Yeah. So well, what they were doing is they basically said if you go on to the internal website, then you could basically just order a zero-cost Nexus 10, which just struck me as we got a pile of Nexus 10s in inventory, and we want to give them to Googlers, so just jump on and you can get a free one, right?
They're a great tablet for sure. It
actually is fabulous. I'm very, very pleased with the Nexus 10. It's got good battery. The display is fabulous. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
So those I've seen flying around. I haven't seen a whole lot of the newer ones.
Nice.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of people getting Nexus 10s out of stock, and I mean our hope was that end of last year, or I think that's when it was, that we'd see a new Nexus 10, but I don't know. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. It seems like the focus has just been on the 7-inch tablets.
The focus has been on giant iPhones.
Well, that is true. Innovators.
Right?
Never seen it before.
Just moving ahead. Well, and that may be true. A lot of those people have never seen it before. I mean, maybe they have friends like, hey, don't be a dick. Did you see the voice app and Hangouts and all of that merging? It's happened. I got it. Did you get it?
Yes, I did get it.
I know that's kind of old. I just feel like we haven't done a show since that happened, and we should talk about it. I kind of like it. I don't like that right now, and maybe I just need to uninstall Google Voice because it hasn't. But I get double notifications, so I get like the voicemail thing in Hangouts, and then Google Voice also pops up one, like you have a voicemail.
You shouldn't.
I do. I need.
Well, I guess maybe for voicemail, but not for text messages.
Yeah. I'm not getting duplicate text, but
okay.
for voicemails. And I just know that because it's the time of month where Verizon calls every morning and every evening wondering why you haven't paid your bill.
Oh, Jesus.
And it just is like 208 Idaho number, like send a voicemail. And then, yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. I like the new Hangouts look. Looks nice. Works well.
I'm not 100% sold on this whole like bring everything into Hangouts. Like I feel like the user experience is it's still way too confusing because the only thing that differentiates between I've gotten a text, I've gotten a Google Voice text, and I've gotten a Google Hangouts chat are the tiny words on the little bubble on the left of the where I type. So
Right.
I still sort of like the separate, but I don't know. I bought in. I integrated it, and I'll just get used to it because I know that they're gonna kill Google Voice, like the actual other app eventually.
Are you using it for SMS also? Because that's the one thing I'm not using it for. Because I use text.
Doesn't it now support the multimedia images through text?
MMS? I think didn't they fix that? They might not have.
I think they did fix it. I think that was part of this integration.
Yeah.
It's not a direct it's not like a the support is sort of half-assed if I remember right. I'm trying to pull up the story that I had saved on it, but it seemed like it was a process. It wasn't automatic. Like, oh, I can just send and receive MMSs.
And really, until they offer encrypted stuff for MMS and SMS like Text Secure, I'm still going to use Text Secure, and they've made that really really awesome now with their redesign.
Right, because you have to be able to coordinate with your connection.
I need to make sure my messages are encrypted to my mom.
Right, that's super important.
Everybody else. It's the principle of
Just come up with a code.
It's the principality.
That's right. So I use Pig Latin, and
hey, the man's thinking.
That's different.
None of us have ever heard of that, so we could not decrypt it.
That's right. No way. Can't happen. It's completely solid.
Are you really down on that?
That's my salt. I Pig Latin it, then I hash it with the show.
That's good.
Hash it with some hash. Fantastic.
If you don't salt your Pig Latin, then you're not doing it right.
Hold on, I'm curious why you're down on Text Secure. You just don't care that much? You just let everybody read everything?
Well, no. I mean, maybe it comes down to the fact that personally, this comes down to a whole other set of little ball of wax here, but I would like to see the midterm elections have this be a big issue where candidates come out strongly saying this is a crap apparatus and we went too far after 9/11 and we need to step back. And then have that be I'm standing for that position and when I go to Washington I'm going to fight for that. And then if the candidate that takes that position is the candidate that I would vote for.
Makes sense, but all they have to do is just say that. Nothing really will change. People will stop encrypting everything, and then wham.
Well, the problem is they're not even saying that.
No, well, yeah.
That because we gerrymandered all those people out of office.
Well,
they're gone.
All I'm saying is that it doesn't matter which candidate you vote for. Neither one of them is saying that they're going to make because they just don't want to talk about this. I mean, even with Snowden and all his revelations, none of that changed. I mean, it didn't shut any of that apparatus down.
No, at all. It just made people aware of it, right?
Right, but then that just makes you feel that much more powerless about the fact that you can't actually implement something that makes it to where someone comes in and says, this is BS.
Yeah. That's why I live really close to Canada, I guess.
Well, Google got very upset that, that essentially there was disclosures that they were tapping our personal, our corporate, fiber lines that were going from us to us.
Yeah. It was all fine and dandy when it was just the people, but now you're doing it to us. We're a little upset.
Well, no. We were not happy with them doing it to people.
No, I know. Yeah. I just like to use it just to it makes me feel good about it.
One positive element of that story is that at least if they have to do that, it means that we would tell them F, not just no, but F no, if they asked.
All right, Android 1.
Android.
What's under that hood, Eric?
A lot of not fast stuff, but this article is very interesting. It's from Android Authority, and it lays out the specs in a whole bunch of what they're calling Android One phones. Maybe Richard can correct me. I guess I wasn't under the impression that like the Moto G and the Moto E were considered Android One, but they include them in the list.
This is what they're pushed to get Android devices to the other. What was their thing? It was like the other 5 billion people or something. I forget what the tagline was I saw, but
yeah, the other 5 billion, yes.
Yes, Richard.
The other 5 billion was what the tagline was.
The rest of us.
The rest of us.
Right?
This seems funny to me though, because I mean, like some of the areas that are being targeted, like places like India, if you were to go there before Android One, you could still find phones. I'm trying to think. I think a lot of them were around the $100 price point.
Right, but see, the thing about those is that a lot of them were crapware. They weren't, they were like stuff from the carrier. They weren't getting software updates directly from Google, and essentially they usually came with strings that you had to have like some kind of contract or something like this. This is actually bringing you the capability of selling phones off contract for $100.
I like this Xiaomi Redmi 1S. It's pretty. I mean, as far as.
Oh, I just sent you the like a little photosphere I took at the Android lawn, probably I think Tuesday. Might have been Monday. So. No.
Was it done with the Xiaomi Redmi?
No L statue yet, so no movement on whether it's going to be lollipop or licorice or whatever.
We want the photosphere as soon as you see that thing go up.
Yeah, no, of course, yes, naturally. Have you guys used Google Cardboard with the Android?
I have not put a box together for my phone yet, but because I have the Moto X, I've messed with that Spotlight player, which is a lot of the same.
Yeah, so one of the things I really like about it is that one of the things in the Cardboard app is that it allows you to take the photospheres that, like, so you can now download the Google Camera app for any phone, which has the photosphere capability from Google. Like, so even if you have a phone that didn't have, like an HTC or something that didn't have photosphere capability in their native camera app, you can use the Google Camera app to take the photospheres. And then it strings it together back at the Google Data Center, and then you just load the phone into like the Cardboard, and then you can view your own photospheres. So you can.
That's awesome.
It is really awesome. I mean, I've shown everyone I've ever shown this to is like, OMG, I love this. I mean, like I'm at the Eiffel Tower, I do like a photosphere from the Eiffel Tower, and then I like share it with my mom in Kansas, and she's on the Eiffel Tower with me, right?
That's awesome. The only thing I down about is that it always seems like it takes so long to make a photosphere. And I get it, like it takes time to do that. You're taking a lot of pictures and everything, but it just seems like it's one of those things where I just don't know.
Have you seen the tutorial video about how you're supposed to do it?
No, is it good?
Oh, it's like hold the phone up to your face and stand as close, and then like do the. Oh,
that's awesome.
But I do try to keep the center as focused as possible, right? But,
right. I made a couple. I was out at the suspension bridge thing, doing a little hike, and it's like if things are moving and stuff, it's very hard. Like if people come down and get in the way.
There's a lot of people moving around. You get like somebody's legs and no head, and then somebody's torso and no legs or whatever, right?
That Google Camera app, though, the new update was really nice, and the Photosphere, the new stuff with that works really well on the Moto X, at least.
Oh, nice. The old one.
Yes.
Your old phone.
The classic.
My new old Moto X. This is my second one, and the GPS works in this one, which is very exciting.
Oh, that is exciting.
It is. Before, like you couldn't do a photosphere with it because it didn't know which way it was pointing.
Oh, right, that's bad.
It was always moving. Yeah, very good.
I always feel judged when I'm doing photospheres, like where people are just looking at me like, "What the hell is this guy doing?"
I always feel like I should put out a sign and a couple orange cones and like block off a good 360-degree perimeter.
Is there like a Montana color that you get, like for some Montana college or something, and like some word that you put on your Moto X, or?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, you can customize the Moto X, right? So you can get the color you want and.
Oh yeah, you probably can.
Put a word. You just got a black one.
Yeah, I'm just Verizon, just normal.
You're so boring.
Oh,
I know, it's not even 32 gigs. Can't even believe that.
that is crazy.
Yep. Eric, what is the new Nexus 9 keyboard case that we should take a look at here?
It's a case. Inside of the case, it's a keyboard. These are alleged. I mean, they're supposed to be leaks. You know, God only knows. I expect that they probably are. They probably are real. They were discovered in China's National Communications Commission's database.
Ooh.
Yeah. It kind of looks like the smart cover, or you see these covers all the time where it's sort of like it'll do the tri-fold and you can make it into a stand. But then on the back of it, it has what looks to be a fairly small keyboard, probably 9 inches big, since that's how big the HTC Nexus 9 will allegedly be. I look at this and think that does not look comfortable to type on, but
Since it would be like, tri-folded and then the screen would be facing the other direction?
Maybe. I think I know what you're saying.
From, like, underneath, like, on the, it's like you get the memory typing?
I hope so. It'll sort of be like, chat roulette, except you have no idea what you're typing and who you're typing
Right, it'd be like, no, we wanted to create an entirely different typing experience. This UI is completely different from anything you've ever seen.
It's it's definitely groundbreaking, and possibly it's not iterative. It's whatever the other word is. I like it.
Evolutionary?
Visionary.
Visionary. Thank you. We'll go with that.
I like my Logitech Bluetooth little keyboard, but it's definitely not a case. I mean, it has a case that turns into a stand that you can then prop your.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of our most successful internal development projects, they started out as that's a batshit crazy idea. And then everyone was like, that'll never work. And then, it's great. So.
Like what? Give us an example.
Well,
batshit crazy idea. Go.
Batshit crazy idea. Like, well, there's lots of these batshit crazy ideas. Like, I can't really talk about the actual implementation. Oh. But let's just say that.
You're gonna say like Google Hangouts.
You should have just went with the Q and left it at that.
Oh no, that was just stupid.
It was not stupid. It was awesome. And it died.
Well, it was the same guys that designed the Chromecast did the Q. So you can say they learned from their experience and decided to build the little $25 dongle instead of the $300. I'm gonna put this at the end of a chain and then kill people with it.
The old ball and chain.
Do spikes actually come out if I spin that enough?
Well, heavy enough to be a blunt force object and something that would show up in Law and Order as the murder weapon in some.
Oh, can you imagine? And like the geeky lab nerd is like, I know what that is, and he goes and. Oh,
no, nobody would know what it was. It's like, no, this is
exactly that's the.
We've literally never seen this before.
That's right.
This may be of alien origin. We're not quite sure yet.
You think you'd be so smart, you'd be writing this Law and Order episode where the murder weapon is a Nexus Q, and nobody's ever heard of it, and they're like, what the hell is that? And then they
show
think
title, The Perfect Murder.
They think the show is like making this up as like a prop, because it's like that's not real. It's like a fake thing.
Like, that's the dumbest idea ever. No company would ever build something that dumb.
Seriously.
Come on.
Oh, wait for it. Did you guys see the leaks of the Oppo N3? Before you say nobody has ever thought of anything that dumb, take a look at that phone.
So they're basically taking the swivel camera to the one more step to the nth level, right? Is that?
It looks like they've cut the hinge off of my Chromebook Pixel and made that hinge the top of the phone.
It is.
It looks horrible.
It's horrible, or does it look? Yeah.
No, defend it, please.
Is this like
I'm waiting for this.
Like the Lenovo tablets?
I was just gonna say you could put like something cool in there, like a really nice microphone, or something like.
Well,
that.
the Lenovo tablets have like a little bar at one end of the tablet that has like an extra long battery in it.
I don't think I've seen that. Are these the Think tablets or something?
Yeah, if you go to Lenovo.com and you look at the tablets, they got these, and of course they got Ashton Kutcher pitching them now. You know, where he does these little focus groups and then tweets about it. Says, hey.
I see the yoga tablet.
Yeah, the yoga tablets. Those are the ones. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense to me, like just from the sense of, I mean, looking at it, I could grab, like I could use that sort of like a handle.
Yeah. No, and they also have the cameras in there, the front and the rear-facing cameras in there, right? So.
Yeah, they say I had to do that because of the high sensor camera. It's so big, Eric.
Okay, we can't hold all the sensors.
All bulbous and cylindrical. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, what it's going to come down to, right, is how amazing that camera is when I take all my beautiful selfies, right? I mean, if that camera can make me just look amazing, that might be worth it.
Well, that was weird. The one cool thing about the Oppo was you could do really nice Skype chats and stuff. Having that 13 megapixel camera be your camera, that is pretty cool. But I don't know, the whole selfie thing I guess really didn't take off. It didn't. Yeah.
I agree with the commenter that posted that would be much cooler if it had a bunch of sensors for 360-degree video. Or if it was detachable with a clip or something to become wearable. Like something like that would be cool. If it gave you the functionality to make up for how god-awful it looks, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe if they had something that said, we're just going to go ahead and start randomly recording video at various times while you're carrying the phone and just posting it to your social media feeds, and then it's just kind of a crapshoot of what ends up out there.
That makes sense.
I kind of like that. Random.
For those hidden moments you would never think to capture.
Right? Random social networking. I like it.
Right, just so that people can see just how many little bits of junk there are in like the little pocket in my car when we're driving along or whatever. I mean, it's
Well, I think there would be pictures of junk, that's for sure, but.
I bet. I mean, it'd be 9 times out of 10, it'd just be nothing, right? Because your phone's always in your pocket.
Yeah.
And then
dark, black pictures.
Everyone, it's like somebody making the like really intense thinking face while they're playing some game, sitting on the pooper. Gonna be pocket shots and poop shots, and that'll be it.
Awesome.
Let's see what else. The Dell Venue 8 7000. What do we think of this? Looking pretty sweet, you say?
I like the design. This sort of came out of nowhere. I saw this in a Gizmodo article where they were raving about how it looked, and within the past probably week there have been a few like previews of it, but we still don't know what the deal is spec wise. But it looks very thin. The design, front-facing speaker. It's got the camera, and the way it's been designed, if you're watching the video feed, is that you have the speaker on one side, on the left side, and above it is the camera. So it's not a centrally placed camera like you see on pretty much every other tablet out there.
Like a handle. It's got a little handle for taking selfies with.
Exactly. It's a selfie handle.
I like it.
But it looks very thin. Can't really tell how the screen actually looks, but this could be a very nice offering from Dell, and I've never thought that they've made good tablets. So.
And this Intel inside.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised by this, just because I think Dell they had something where they were about to launch a Chromebook and then they pulled back. And because they've always been a big Microsoft partner, right? So it's like them releasing something with Google on it is like a betrayal of the bud.
So they just stuck with the Surface. They're like, this is what? Release more of these. Sell more of these, please.
Well, obviously they want to sell product, and that they're having some struggles with selling Microsoft products, right? So.
But is that Dell's fault or is that Microsoft's fault?
Well, now I don't know if you've seen that Microsoft has made significant price cuts where now you have like some Microsoft laptops that are in the Chromebook price range.
Right. Well, they have to pay for Minecraft somehow.
Well, cutting the price is not how you do that, though. That's not what they're doing. Is they're also firing a bunch of people.
That's how you do it.
That's how they're doing it. Yeah.
That's how you do it. In America.
Yeah.
We're not going to lower prices. We're just going to fire people.
Now it's interesting that you say that that they canceled this Chromebook project because it seems like they're still going forward with like Steambox. So and that's running Linux. That's not I haven't seen anything that says that it's going to be dual booting Windows or anything like that.
Sure, of course.
So.
Well, obviously, I think you're seeing some experiments from Dell that are kind of like showing, hey, we're feeling some softness in the Microsoft Windows OS market, and we're looking to expand out of that and see what else we can find out there which people want to buy.
Well, I think given the choice, if Microsoft said you can, if Dell said we're doing one of these things, Microsoft, you pick. I can totally see Microsoft saying, okay, go with the Steam box because that's such a small market, whereas the market that Chromebooks are hitting is what we've seen since netbooks. It's most people just want something cheap and small that they can surf the internet on.
Right. Well, but to me though that validates the entire Chrome OS strategy.
Yeah, I don't know. I like my Chromebook. I have the Pixel. I use it for most everything. There are still a few things that I just can't do on it.
Did you get it at I/O or?
What's that?
Did you get it at I/O?
I didn't, but I bought it off of somebody who did and didn't really want it. So I wanted the Pixel because it's very well made. I know it's not the
I'm still convinced that they made the Pixel just to get Google engineers to switch to using it.
That would make sense to me. It's a very useful machine.
It wasn't a play to get people to buy it because it wasn't really, it's a $1,250 Chromebook. Who's going to buy that?
Apparently this idiot.
It's a beautiful Chromebook for sure. I have one also.
I don't think that just programming and stuff. I don't enjoy programming on it unless I install something like Crouton that lets me put Ubuntu
on there. Yeah.
Now one cool thing since we're on Chromebooks, one thing I found actually just maybe an hour or two ago is somebody has released what we'll call a hack. It's a little program he wrote that he put up on GitHub, and if you run your Android APK through it. It looks like it just uncompresses, decompiles, whatever the proper term is, the APK, and it makes a few changes. But then you can copy that folder it creates to your Chromebook and install your Android app onto your Chromebook.
I think it's only a matter of time before Chromebooks are able to run Android apps native.
Well, there was an announcement, and this may have been something that happened before the last show where I think Evernote and 2 or 3 other apps were said to be like the official announcement from Google. These will run on Chromebooks. The problem is things like Skype that a lot of people use still did not work, and this actually works with Skype.
Skype is owned by Microsoft. I'm not completely stunned.
I understand, but the fact that it works on Android, and now you can take the Android APK and install it on your Chromebook, that's really cool. Unfortunately, Swingcopters crashes, so want there.
But you can do it with Skype, is what you're saying.
You can do it with so the tested apps, because it's still very alpha, but Flipboard works, Flickster, Twitter, Pandora, SoundCloud. It's not without problems, but this is an awesome proof of concept.
That is a very nifty little proof. I'm surprised he hasn't been hired by the Goog yet.
We'll see if Vladikov gets a job. If you see him walking around the Plex, let us know.
We'll circle him on Google+. We'll just see if he just becomes like one of the buddies in a few minutes.
Exactly. Here, actually, let's check him out on Google+. So I posted a YouTube video in the doc, and this is like the only video this person's ever uploaded. Interesting.
Oh, I was busy watching the video of this really cool spinner TV, remixed, a DJ video of Burning Man.
Oh, the overhead, the drone.
No. This one was what was it? This was like just this. It's like a 3-minute overview of kind of like what it's like to go to Burning Man.
Oh, okay. The one I saw was the drone over like that. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool too. But this one was kind of just vignettes of like
Oh, nice.
Just crazy looking people and just very bohemian type stuff. And I'm burning stuff and it's night and now it's day and no, and now it's night. Now I'm half naked. I mean,
Avatar, man. Avatars. Everyone's avatar comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Good time though.
I don't understand Burning Man. I really don't. Like it's an excuse to get high and have sex in the desert.
You go to festivals at all?
It's like Sturgis except fun.
No, it's not.
I don't even know. It's like going to an Atmosphere concert.
Yeah, right. We're going to a Barter Fair here next month, like a big hippie Barter Fair.
Oh, are they gonna? Yeah, they're gonna Barter Town.
Barter Town, yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I like festivals.
Are they gonna have electricity powered by pigs?
Solar, but yeah. Powered by LSD. I'm just kidding.
Well, that is Burning Man.
Right? No. This is kind of cool. Just a little JavaScript.
Now, to be fair, I did not go to Burning Man. I just go to Burning Man Decompress. Which is where they just kind of it's like Burning Man Light, where they just bring a bunch of the exhibitions and they set them up in the dog patch and you go in San Francisco.
That's cool, though.
Oh, interesting.
That's a lot more accessible than the Black Rock Desert.
I just go for the art.
I don't know. Last year they had like a dude that had painted himself entirely gold. So like Naked Man is like 10 years ago, but like Gold Naked Man is like that's new.
Heavy Metal Poisoning Man is coming up next year.
I was like, how do you get the gold out of the? I don't even want to know.
No, he just likes to huff paint. Went overboard. Oh man, do you want to? Did we finish up on the Moto X, or do we want to talk about the review? Review.
Were they good?
Let's talk about it.
Yes, I posted the one from The Verge, and they gave it an 8.8.
The best Android smartphone ever made, Dan Seifert says, huh?
Yeah, so they seem to one of the big pluses from this version is that they were saying that the quality is better. That the original Moto X just maybe felt cheap. Did you ever feel like it felt cheap, Matt Lee?
Only when the GPS started going on the fritz. No, the build quality always felt really solid.
Yeah, and the camera, the 13 megapixel camera over the 10 megapixel camera.
All really good. I mean, they're from the original, so anything better than that, it's good stuff. The metal edges, is that going to mess with signal? Did we not learn from other? You don't want to put metal around your.
Well, from what I was reading is that the way it was engineered was to help with signal.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be another, was it iPhone Gate or whatever the hell we call it, 3 or 4 years ago. Antenna Gate.
We've actually engineered the metal band to be like a little particle accelerator, and it gets the signal going, right? And then the faster it goes, the more signal it. Isn't that physics? Science and stuff.
Wow.
What I'm saying.
No, it's perfect, and it has a little dimple for your finger, so you know. There was a review, I think it was on Twit, where they were talking about the dimple, so you always know you're holding your phone right when your little index finger gets in the Moto icon.
The first gen has that, the little hole here. Now it's
metal.
That's cool.
And you can color the bezel around it.
Ooh, now that
mine's like a burnt umber or something like that. Who knows?
Nice. I'd get mine in quartz.
Now, does it still have? Is it using a third-party chipset, or do they still have the special 8-core thing with the 8th core that has the low power, where it just sits there listening for OK Google?
The X8?
Yeah, that thing. Do they still have that, or did they get rid of that?
What processor is it running? I haven't even looked at
Snapdragon 801.
Right.
So it's still, I know it's still doing the active listening and all that other stuff, but they haven't made a big deal about the the optimization like they did in the first gen. But I think that's because the first gen was meant to be we're doing mid-range parts.
I think the first gen, I think it didn't have the fastest CPU, so they were trying to point out the things that it did well.
Yeah.
It was still
a marketing.
This new one, the camera's going to shoot at 4K if you want, 2160. That's pretty wasteful.
I thought that was cool.
That is cool. That is
wasteful.
Cool. No, I'm kidding. That's me on a 16 gig phone talking, okay? Me on a 64 gig new Moto X. Yeah.
Do they offer it at 64 gig? I thought it was 32 gig.
No, I know. I'm making that up. I'm taking.
Why is that? Why didn't they make it a 64 gig option? I don't get it. iPhones have 128 gigs.
It would kill the price.
It's a subtle message that you should use the cloud. The cloud.
Use your 5 gig data.
The cloud.
Use your 5 gig data cap.
Cloud.
Richard, hey, I will smack you. No cloud. There is no cloud.
I like the cloud, but I only like it because I still have an unlimited Verizon plan.
Right, no, I get it, yes. And that is true. That is something that absolutely
cloud, we're getting divorced.
Well, no, and that's part of the Android One plan is actually, I think they have it to where like 200 megabytes per month is like
to subsidize my overage?
To subsidize the fact that you're using some amount of data to get the Google apps and their stuff.
8.8 though, that is good. I don't know. I've totally been stuck on it. The way the first gen, like with the active notifications and just, I don't know. It is a really slick phone, for sure.
Richard, did it make you sad when Google sold off Motorola?
It made me feel that I should have picked the Nexus 5 for the Christmas gift last year.
Ooh. Now, is this new X?
Seriously, because I mean, the whole reason I picked the Moto X was because I was like, I am a loyal Google enthusiast. I am an employee who wants to make sure that our company's offerings are front and center. I'm going to get a Moto X just so that when people ask, I say, look, I got the Moto X, the flagship phone of the G. I got the phone. I got the Goog phone. And then they sold it. I'm like, oh my God! Now I got the G, and I could have gotten the other thing with.
I have some filthy company.
Is this new? Is the new Moto X, was that still in the pipeline when it was Google's Motorola, or is that a Lenovo project? Do we know?
Unclear. I don't know. Has that transaction actually even executed yet?
I thought it was approved. And
well, I think it's approved. I don't know that it's actually complete.
Okay. I was just curious if that was something that...
My guess would be it was probably something in the pipeline before the transfer, since I don't know that the actual transfer, because usually what happens is with these deals, it's like you talk about it, they say, oh, we're going to do this, we have an intention to do this, it takes like months to get approval from all the different governments saying, okay, we'll let you buy them, and then it happens, but it's like 6 months after everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
And then you're not actually allowed to bring in the engineering teams and have the engineers talk to each other, okay, now what do we do now that we're like really a thing instead of just talking about being a thing? But it takes time, right?
We hang out and we
think that it won't, like, it had to have been in the pipeline. When Google bought Motorola, we still got some shite-tastic phones for like the next 6 to 9 months because you can't stop the signal. Like this crap was already probably halfway through the pipeline.
I tell you what though, I was always very, very impressed with the Android's team's ability to pivot when the iPhone came out. So they had spent 2 years developing basically a BlackBerry.
Right, a Treo.
Oh, we've seen the renders and pictures. They basically
said, oh well, since now they have the iPhone, I'm just going to go ahead and say that's
That's dumb, and we're going back to the drawing board.
Right, that's right. So now, and that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because most companies are like, well, we already spent 2 years working on this. Let's just release it, and then we'll move on to something else, and we'll call it a different name.
It was a pretty small team back then, too, though, right?
It was, but see, if you think about it, that was totally the right call.
Yeah, for sure.
But and so when you talk about visionary and like looking and seeing the future and like this type of stuff, I mean, that was impressive that they were able to pivot like that and just say, you know, we're going to just salvage whatever we can from the last 2 years, but just completely radically alter this design and go right back to the drawing board and just completely do this thing, even though it's going to take us a year to get a phone out.
Well, I think that, you know, that totally true. I think it makes sense though that they didn't try to like hard pivot and not put out any phone, like because they, you know, these hardware designs, these phones were so close. Because I think the Motorola purchase happened, if I remember right, it happened sort of like beginning or very end of one year, and then like, you know, summer of the next, these phones were out. And I mean, what difference really did it make that, you know, there was a Droid 7, you know, with a keyboard, and, you know, a Droid X2, like I don't think it was that big of a deal. But it was important to remember that, you know, just because, like you said, just because it's announced, you know, X is buying Y, doesn't mean that all of a sudden magically things are, you know, day to day is going to be different. As far as I can tell, the Lenovo deal.
That takes a lot more time than you'd think. I mean, once you actually get everything together, usually there's a chaotic few months where it's like right at the beginning where, okay, now we can talk. Now let's design. Let's sit down. Let's hack out the next year. Okay, here's the roadmap. Let's do this, right?
And according to CNET, the Motorola deal should be completely finalized, wrapped up by the end of this year.
Right,
but all of
an
the
indicator that it definitely wasn't completely designed by Lenovo.
Yeah.
Right.
As we can see from the yoga pad or whatever the hell you had us look at earlier.
Right, the yoga pad. Yes. Yeah. Well, because since you were going all over on the M3, I figured I would throw out that yoga pad as a similar thing.
It's perfect. I am not a designer, but I will sure as hell rail on them when they come up with stupid ideas like this.
Right? I mean, that's what we're here for, really. If we
and
don't.
dick jokes. We're also here for that.
Also.
That happens.
Nice. All right. Well, anything else we want to...
Oh, yeah. So next week, just to kind of promote, there's a friend of mine also went to Texas A&M, has an Android app that she's developing or that she's working on sponsoring, and so she was going to be on this week, but then she had her kids this week, so.
Well, and let's be honest, she was going to be on like 2 weeks ago, but we've been kind of slacking.
Right, you guys bailed last week. So
I know, having to reschedule, and then the Atmosphere concert.
Yeah, no, I got it. So an actual woman.
A lady.
Is planning to be on the show. Yeah, that's right. Now she said she's never actually done anything like this, so go easy on.
Oh no, it'll be a good time. I like talking to developers because we're not. Well, I'm not. Eric pretends to be.
I do. I have a piece of paper on the wall that says that I'm a scientist, but I don't.
Well-developed developer.
I don't know.
Well,
I fix diplomat Blackberries. What can I do?
Yeah, I talked to my daughter, and she said, I asked her, did she have a good day? She said, yeah. I said, what was your favorite part? She said, science class.
Nice.
Yeah.
I said, what did you learn? She goes, I don't remember.
But I know I liked it.
But I know it was amazing. I'm like, that is what I'm talking about, Willis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. How old is your daughter?
Oh, they're 9.
Oh, okay. Science is just starting to get fun and interesting, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, actually, yeah. I mean, a nice thing is I get to kind of take like I really enjoy the Google Science Fair.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Because they always have like 8 or 9 finalists. Well, they have like different age groups. I think they have like 3 finalists from each age group, and they have like 4 age groups. They have like 12 final projects that get brought to the Googleplex, and they're always like from all over the world. And there's this one girl last year that won one of these $50,000 scholarships or something because she was developing a way to turn banana peels into biofuel. but it took her like 3 years. Like she basically had this be her science project at school 3 years in a row. But essentially, she went through 19 failed formulas before she finally came up with the last couple of times where she had formulas that didn't totally suck, and then optimized it so it could actually be a workable thing. But that's a lot of, I mean, there was no guarantee she was ever going to get it to work.
And really, to relate that back to Android, how many failed iterations of Android have we had? I'd say the first, like, 4.
Well, obviously, apple pie and, banana cream pie never got released, so...
But I mean, let's say Froyo was pretty terrible.
Oh, Honeycomb.
Honeycomb was...
Honeycomb got to be... Oh. Honeycomb's
No. Honeycomb was perfect. I loved Honeycomb. Shut up.
We love it because it was what came on those primes we bought back in the day, like
That's right, man.
Like dummies.
The Transformer, baby.
Listen back to
what was that Motorola tablet they did the Super Bowl commercial for?
The Zoom.
The Zoom.
Not Zoom like you'd think.
Oh no, it's like
XOOM.
XOOM.
Because we are Web 2.
I like the Zyboard.
It always made me think of Out of Memory.
Awesome.
It oomed.
The Zoom. Well, that's very nice.
All right. Well, Eric, I look forward to your show notes and images on attackoftheandroids.com, and for people's emails to you at
show@attackoftheandroids.com.
This.
Please email the Mannschaft.
And Richard Hay, find him on Google+. We'll toss a link to that in the show notes, as always. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next week for this cool interview with a chick, as Richard put it.
Ladies.
Awesome. All right.
Reduce it to the core elements.
Guys, interview lady.
We're going to talk about it.
Stripped it down.
We're going to talk to a human. Don't say strip. We're going to talk to a human about developing for Android. It'll be good. And her app. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you later. And girls. Bye.
Oh, you did it. Bye.